It's Super Bowl Sunday. Let's get ready to rock and roll in this kitchen. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I don't have any skin in the game because none of the teams that I like are in the Super Bowl. But, as always, everywhere you can think in the USA right now, people are throwing down when it comes to Super Bowl food. But guess what? I'm diabetic. I'm the only one in my family that's in my house right now that's diabetic. And I am going to make sure I have food on the table that's friendly for my body. So I'm encouraging everybody watching this video, if you're diabetic, do not sabotage your victory. Do not sabotage your goal. Do not sabotage where you are right now in your journey. Make sure if you're visiting somebody's house, take some food. That is foods that you can eat. I don't have any hoagies on my table today because hoagies come in a big roll. No, no, no for me, and it has to be no, no, no for them. So, on my table today, we're gonna have wings and probably two varieties. We're gonna have fish tacos, and I'm gonna make sure that there's a salad that I can have with everything. Of course, in my house on a Sunday, we eat rice and peas. So I'm gonna make some rice and peas. It goes without saying. But I'm also gonna make some plantain chips my way. And unlike the last time I make it, instead of having a whole plantain by myself, I'll probably just have half or just some chips, because it's gonna be plantain chips when I'm done with it. So stay with me as I cook for Super Bowl Sunday. I started from last night. My wings have been marinating all night long. I'm gonna split this in two. One half is gonna be jerk wings, and the other is just gonna be some spicy wings with my Tabasco sauce. Yes, Tabasco hot sauce. It's gonna be on and popping. The jerk, yeah, that's spicy too, but it'll be two different flavors. And guess what? I can eat as many wings as I'd like. I can. Protein. And they're going in the oven. I'm not frying my wings. I am putting them in the oven. And that's gonna make a big difference. Jerk season. That's my jerk seasoning. Going on to my chicken wings right now. Here we go. One tray in. And second tray in. We are rocking and rolling. Time to start the fish for the fish tacos. Can't cook fish without having lemons or lime on hand. Some nice pieces. And I'm using haddock to make my fish for the tacos. Make sure you drop in your comments of what you are making for Super Bowl Sunday dinner. Even though I said I had no skin in the game, I'm bringing the Patriots. You know what? I walked into the supermarket. People were picking up cakes and cookies and cupcakes and all kind of sweet, delicious goodness. But today, I'm making blueberry muffins, but I'm using almond flour. I gotta find a way to enjoy a treat, but still make it friendly enough so that my glucose number at the end of the night don't go through the roof. Everything in moderation, but there's no way this girl is gonna sabotage how great she's doing right now. Whoops, it's getting a little noisy in here. Let's rinse my beans. Beans on, that's gonna be about an hour. But we'll be eating by 6 o'clock. The Super Bowl starts at like 6:30, I think. I'm sure we're gonna be eating before that time. Just rinsed my blueberries so that they can, I want all the water to be off these blueberries by the time I'm ready to make the muffins. And believe me, I know everybody in my house is not diabetic, like I said, so I do have a good old Entenmann's pound cake for the guys who can eat this, but I won't be having this because it's just not in the plan. And just in case I decide I'm gonna have a tortilla, or a fajita, and I got this whole wheat tortilla. Let's see. One of these tortillas is 170 calories. Let's see how many carbohydrates. 27 grams of carbs. There's a good chance that I will not be having one of these. And if I do, I am going to cut it down to a smaller size because I have a plan to to win. And when you plan to succeed, you will win. I am planning for success. What's going here? Time.
Well, I'm not coming in it. Go Seattle!
Well, there will be somebody in here rooting for the Seattle Seahawks. Guess what? I'll probably be rooting for them too. I'll go back and forth. May the best team win. And there'll be no losers. There'll be the Super Bowl champs, and then there'll be a second place. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Hello, channel. I'm here for the eats and for the bad bunny.
Time to start cleaning up as I go. By the time I'm done cooking, everything should be clean that's in the sink. So, I am making the fish for my fish tacos right now. I started it on the stovetop, but for some reason, I thought the pot was even too hot. It started to stick, so I couldn't flip it. And I've had them draining for a while, which means any little bit of water that might have been in it was all gone. So it's now in the oven, so it's gonna be like an oven fried fish. One thing I've learned is when you're making fish and you want to get that smell out of your house, is put on a big pot. See this pot? Filled with water. And I'm going to drop some cloves. Can you see that? In this pot. And I'd much rather my house smelling like the aroma from the cloves than smelling like fish. So that's a little tip if you didn't already know that. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna make it a little bit more potent. I'm gonna drop some more cloves in that pot. I think I'm doing pretty well. Like I said, this household, 9 times out of 10, we have rice on a Sunday, and usually rice and beans. Let's see if I can show you what's in this pot. Rice and beans, all done. And I'm not having any, but I know it's cooked, so I'm not even gonna taste it. And another little trick I found out is you put some paper towel over the pot, put the lid back on, and the steam rises up. The paper towel sucks it up before it has any time to hit the inside of the pot cover and then condenses back into the rice. We don't want soggy rice. So that's one way I've learned to do that. So I think we're doing pretty well. The only thing left to do after the fish comes out of the oven is to make my blueberry muffins. I could call them blueberry cupcakes, but I'm gonna say blueberry muffins because that's the recipe that I have. Once that's done, I'm going to start putting stuff on my table, and the family can come down and be ready to grub. We're gonna have dinner before, and it's gonna be laid out. So even during the game, folks wanna go grab a taco, they sure can. I think I'm gonna have some celery sticks and guacamole instead of chips, because I'm not doing chips. And what I said was, by the time the evening is over, I go to bed and I get up tomorrow morning, I do not want my glucose numbers to be through the roof. We're gonna be great with eating today. I totally forgot to turn my camera on to show you how I was making my blueberry muffins with almond flour. I'll have to do this again so you'll see the entire process. But I'm actually getting ready now to put them into the muffin tin right here. And I hope these taste absolutely delicious. I'll be very honest with you. Getting ready to drop these in the oven, 20 minutes. That's all. And I put this at the bottom rack just in case something, you know, like if I overfilled the muffin tin, I don't want to mess up my oven. All right, I'm almost done. Almost done. And the Super Bowl is starting, so I'm gonna start putting food on the table. So I slaved for hours to make sure we have some good, delicious food. Not too much because there are only 3 of us, but I think everybody will enjoy this because it is nutritious. There is some extremely tasty wings that I'll be showing you in a minute. There we go. We have our fish. That's our spicy Tabasco wings, salad, or coleslaw without the dressing for the tacos, salsa, guacamole, rice and beans, and these are the jerk wings, and some tasty blueberry muffins. And in the back, I have a jug of blueberry iced tea, and that's unsweetened. So I'm hoping everybody will enjoy what was prepared as we get ready to enjoy the Super Bowl. Don't worry, there are other kinds of drink here for those who still want some sugar. I think I'm sweet enough. I don't need to add any sugar to my drinks. I do have some plantain chips in the oven, but everybody's hungry and we'll get that out and on the table, but we're about to dig in. Come on guys, Super Bowl fiesta is ready. Let's go. Dinner is over and it's time to clear the table. Only a few muffins left. And I think I'll give you guys an update later on. I had a few misses and a few hits, but nevertheless, plates for the most part were empty. I'm so full, but I still have some cleaning up to do. I'll talk to you later. Well, Yesterday was Super Bowl Sunday, and I showed you my very small spread of all foods that my family would have enjoyed, family of 3, without wasting. But the ideal thing that I wanted to do was to make sure that there were foods on the table that I could eat that would not increase my glucose numbers. And I accomplished that. I had a few misses, like the fish for the tacos I left in the oven probably 5 minutes too long, and that made a difference. It was edible, but it was not my best job. What else? I made blueberry iced tea, and I made it with no sweetener. My husband drank it. As a matter of fact, he probably had more of it than I did. My daughter had her own thing to drink. Everything else was great. My husband obviously had rice and beans and vegetables with his fish, and he did have some of the jerk wings. But for me and my daughter, we love wings, and so we put that away nicely. The key for me is the blueberry muffins, and I'll drop a picture in here again of my blueberry muffins, which I made with almond flour. I did not show the full process of me making it, but I'm absolutely going to make it again because there are some tweaks I could do to it. For instance, the recipe called for 3 whole eggs, and because I wanted my muffin to be protein rich, I used 2 whole eggs and 2 additional egg whites, and that was perfect for me. I had applesauce instead of, I think the person who did the recipe had maple syrup or something as a sweetener, I don't remember. I used unsweetened applesauce, and I used plain Greek yogurt because I wanted to make sure it was moist. And it was great, loaded with blueberries. That was probably the highlight. It was a true blueberry muffin. It was so good that I'm going to definitely make it again, especially when I know my grandsons are gonna come over, because I want them to tell me how they think I did. So this morning, my numbers, or that was my number. Hope you can see that. Let's see. Better. There you go. 105. I had wings. I had a salad. I had the fish. And I had the blueberry muffins. And I had the blueberry iced tea unsweetened. Did I have anything else? I think, and we had guacamole. Definitely. And you guys know, because you see almost everything I show on here that I eat, I have avocados. So needless to say, I love guacamole. I thought the tomatoes in the guacamole was going to make a difference, like putting it up a little bit, but it really really did not make a difference. And so tonight, I'm closing this because that was a challenge for me to see how I could control the setting of how a Super Bowl dinner would affect my numbers, because I do not want to do anything to sabotage this goal that I have. So I'm getting ready to eat, and I think my plate looks rather very pretty tonight. Don't you think? I have a garden salad with a few pieces of tomato, and I have my cauliflower with green beans and a little ground beef here. So I am glad, and I'm hoping that the next big sporting event or an event that calls for a family gathering, that you will get some ideas and plan for it For instance, I'm already thinking about Easter because I'm pretty sure Easter dinner, God's willing, is going to be at my house, or it's probably going to be at my daughter's house. But I'm sure I'll be cooking. And I know exactly what to do. Now, for Super Bowl, I don't go all out with like a lot of decorations and, you know, footballs here, balloons here, whatever. I don't, because we just like the camaraderie, and we do like, it's more exciting for us in this house when one of our teams made it to the Super Bowl. But needless to say, I feel successful. I'm hoping that I've encouraged somebody to make sure when you are planning an eating event that you don't sabotage your goal. Set goals, plan for it, and you will be able to do it. Thanks for stopping by. Remember to like this video, give it a thumbs up, click that post notification bell so when I drop a video, you will be one of the first to know. And subscribe. I would love to see my subscribers double before the end of this week. Yes, before the end of this week, I'd like to see my subscribers double. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.